First speaker, Mr. Ujjyaini Mitra, Head Analytics Airtel. Ms. Mitra needs no further introduction. We all know her by now. Yes, Ms. Mitra.
Thank you so much. So, the topic, the picked up here is once again the churn, and I think by now I have already spoken to different people about, what are the different churns that the telecom departments are facing. But I don't want to restrict myself only to the telecom industry. This is a churn presentation that I have seen across different industries, whether it is e-commerce, whether it is banking or insurance or telecom, or even retail brand churn. So this is more of a, just about churn, any kind of churn that is, and it is more of a generalistic presentation. So, truly speaking, churn is actually, a human behavior. So when we think about data analytics and how can I predict churn, first I have to understand that this is nothing but a human behavior, and I'm trying to predict a human behavior. And human behavior are very unpredictable. Imagine just yourself. I'm sure you know that how unpredictable you are. Even probably your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, they must have told you sometime that you are so unpredictable. I never thought that you would do like this. So how a telecom company or any company who are just an outsider would predict your behavior that you are going to churn? So this is a very difficult and challenging topic, but still all industries attempt to predict it, and no one till date has 100% solution, and I believe that it is very difficult to get 100% solution in any space. But yes, day by day we are trying to improve based on the big data and the amount of data and the variety of data that we have in hand. We are trying to predict as much possible before a person going to churn what all behavior they are showing, and if by that we can actually predict it. It's not working. Okay. So once again, when I was talking about churn, so this is one of the cartoon that I figured out. So this is actually a network churn, and network, not a telecom network. This is a friend's network churn. See what is happening. One guy is studying, and another friend of him is coming and asking, "Are you going to the party tonight? What are you doing? You are doing some boring work." And the guy is saying, "No, I need to actually do the study." So the friend also gets frustrated and gets a call from another friend. "Hey buddy, just because your friend is studying and doing some boring work doesn't mean that you have to waste your evening. Why don't you come and join our party?" That's exactly happens in the telecom or any other department, that when you cannot satisfy your customers, your other competitors drag your customers to them, saying that they are boring but we are better, so come and join. That's exactly how the churn happens. Now, how we are actually should try to attempt the churn. So till date, wherever I have gone, I have seen that we try to, start with data. But whenever we are attempting a business problem, we should not suddenly start with and jump on the data. First, let's understand the factors of that business problem, why that problem at all occurs. And once we start to understand that, first we have to see the voice of customer, what my customers are speaking. Generally, customers do not want to churn, or unless they have a reason to churn. So what are those factors? So if we actually listen to my customers, we will, particularly in the call center data that is available, if you literally, pick up, just listen manually some calls, you'll be able to hear some of the, some of these words like, "My bill has suddenly got a shock. My bill has suddenly gone up, and I absolutely haven't changed my usage. Why that does happen?" And there is no explanation maybe from a telecom company and why that has happened. There could be cases like, and I obviously heard the call drop, and that's a big dissatisfaction among the people that, okay, my calls are dropping so much time. So many times. Can I switch my operator and will it be better? The only point is, even when they change the operator, the situation is exactly same. why you never deliver my product. Say for example, for e-commerce, probably you have ordered a product to one e-commerce company and they never deliver your product on time, what they promise. They always get delayed, and actually your customers are getting frustrated. So you know why your customers are churning, and there are many more such things. Like your call center people, so I have probably launched a new product and a customer calls my call center and trying to understand about the product. My call center agents are not aligned to that product and they cannot give a response. So these are the various dissatisfaction points, and I am sure there will be many more. So let's start with these factors, and that is the change that I would suggest all problem solving should have. Let's look at, let's not jump on the data all of a sudden and try analyzing it. First from the business standpoint and from the customer standpoint, try to understand what is the reason of that, factor of that. Once you know the factors of it, then modeling or identifying it is actually become much easier than suddenly jumping on the data. How can you figure out the churn? So actually, this network problem might be there across your customers. Still some customers do churn and some customers do not churn. Do you want to therefore consider call drop is one of the problem of the churn? Yes, it might be for some people, but majorly that may not be the question. So look at, actually you need to compare between a person who is really satisfied versus people who are absolutely dissatisfied. What are the differentiating factors between them? And those differentiating factors are actually causing the problems. So first you have to come up with those differentiating factors, and once you can do that, then only jump to the data modeling, figuring out what are the KPIs that can identify those factors, and then go and model that. So for example, like this guy is saying that they understand my requirements so well. Whenever I don't just need to worry about a single thing. The documents get verified by the expert team. So probably that could be an insurance company that or say for a mortgage company that my documents get automatically verified and they are delivered at my home. So I am so satisfied. Versus a company who takes a long time for verification or ask you to go to a legal institute to get your documents verified and then come. Obviously people will start slowing down to your company. They never trouble me with unnecessary marketing. So at times we think that more and more we bombard my customers with lots of marketing SMS, probably my ROI is going to go high. It may not be true for many customers. There are customers who absolutely dislike your marketing SMS, and let's identify that and don't send your marketing documents to them. Or unless and until you know what is the right context to send which particular marketing, don't actually communicate to those customers. They are much happy if you do not communicate. So identify those. Of course, so one is the NPS through which you can figure out whether your customers are happy or unhappy. So a person says that I'm very happy, I'm going to continue, and I love the innovative ideas. Many of your customers actually love because you are so innovative in your own space. So therefore, if you stop evolving, probably your customers will stop liking you and they will slowly move towards a company who are doing more cutting edge things, and therefore they will jump to that. So you have to identify what are the points of customer delight, what are the points of customer dissatisfaction, do better on the customer delight and try to tackle on the customer dissatisfaction. Automatically the churn will reduce, instead of even without doing much data analytics. But data analytics is required to identify what are those pockets, what are those factors. So once again, traditionally, we have always tried doing it through the consumer behavior style. So we looked at who are the churners, who are the non-churners, and looking at what are the differentiative behavior people have shown before going to churn. But currently that doesn't really hold good. And the reason why it doesn't hold good, because today is a day of speed. So everything and anything is so easily accessible in the market. Even today, if I want to I want to get a car insurance, it's actually possible just in a 2 minutes or 5 minutes time. I can do it on the internet. I really do not have to walk up to a insurance company and get all these things done. So it's that easy. Getting a SIM is like a couple of minutes job. So earlier people were not able to change because it was not easily accessible. Today it's so easily accessible, so speedily available, that people actually switch so often that data analytics cannot even figure out when the person is changing. Even if it figure out, the person has already churned by that time. So whatever offer you send, it's not going to work for that person. So it's like that difficult. In the day of lightning speed, it is that difficult to predict. And when I predict, 80% of the people I have sent, they're actually non-churners. My false positivity is so much. So therefore, my traditional models actually doesn't work there. I really need to now fusion with multiple other different data points for that. So behavior is obviously there. It will always be there. What kind of recharge is a person doing? Whether the person is paying the premium on time or not. Those are always there. What you need to do, you actually need to do the fusion of the customer attitudes. And that is what will come from the market research. So many a time I have seen in any organization, market research does a particular type of job. Analytics, particularly the data science teams, do a different job. And they do their jobs in silos. As long as different departments will work in silos, business problems can never be tackled. So once again, I think Panchali spoke about it, the collaboration. Once again, even in data science, collaboration is highly, highly important. So we have to infuse the customer attitudes, and that will come from the market research. So what are the customers' impression about your brand in their mind? Are they more towards the, are you selling more things which are youth specific? Are you selling something more for the housewife specific, or new age customer specific, or old age, whatever you are doing? So the customer attitude has to be there. Second thing is the consumer network. So generally what happens, if I am churning, I will also tell the people whom I am connected with, I will drag them also from the network. I'll say that, okay, I am getting a better offer from Vodafone, and Voda is saying for this whole 5 group of people whom you call regularly, I'm going to give a very preferential charges. It's not only I will drop from the Airtel network, all my 5 friends will drop from the Airtel network. So it actually has an exponential effect on the whole network system, on the churn. So I have to also look at the network, the kind of people I'm associated with. Even the same thing currently banks do when they give the loan. So they not only check that, what my credit credentials, they also check what are my network's credit credentials. And if they find that the network has some fraud case, my credit score also goes down. So I have to also do the network analysis. And on top of that, of course, the competitive and the market analysis. That is very important. It could be that I am not doing anything, I am doing everything good, but still my competitor has done something really great, and because of which I am losing it. So I have to bring all these 4 things together, and then only I'll be able to tackle the churn much better than just doing it in silos, looking at only the usage or the behavioral data. So this is obviously the one size doesn't fit all. So when I'm doing the prediction, even when I have all these 4 different types of data, which is generally 360-degree of data, still I may not be able to tackle it if I actually model all of them together. I actually have to look at once again by the factor why people are churning, separate them out and model them separately. One model cannot suffice all of them. So maybe there will be 5 or 6 different segments of people why they are churning. Model them separately. 6 different answers you will get. Target them with 6 different propositions. That you have identified people who are probable to churn for a certain factor. Give them only that winning strategy which is prepared for that particular factor. Do not bombard them with everything. This is at a general level why people churn. Obviously the first thing that people churn is a service. And that's where Aristotle told that we are what we repeatedly do, and excellence then is not a single act but a habit. So you have to always make sure that your service is really cutting edge and it's up to the best. Then only the churn will automatically get reduced. Second thing, price. So you have to figure out what are the different types of customers are there. People who are price sensitive, you have to identify and give a separate pricing, or you have to actually deliver the better value through that. So you have to identify who are the different people they are doing. Third one is actually the peer pressure. So it's saying that, come on, all the cool kids jumped. So it's the same thing. If I'm churning, I'll drag my other friends also out of the network. So you have to keep a tap on the network. And the fourth one, there are lots of external factors that exist. One of the factor actually in this market where industries do not sell themselves, but they actually sell it through their different sales representative, telecom, insurance, or even the retail products. Many a times actually it is because of your sales agent. It's not something that the company policy is doing any wrong, but it's actually the sales agent. The way actually sales benefits are given to them, those sales agent make you churn repeatedly and create actually the rotational churn in your company. So you have to also identify your such sales agent who are creating such loss to your company and actually cut them off and replace them with a better sales agents. Competitors who hijack your people, and then the false promise. This is once again related partly to the sales agent. Salespeople actually wants to get their benefits faster, so therefore many a times they do the false promise which company hasn't actually declared for. So we have to very careful of those false promise made by the different sales agents. And there are many other factors. So once we can get a hold on all those factors, it will be much easier for us to reduce the churn instead of just doing the modeling. This is one of a very new concept that has come, which is actually the negative churn. This goes back to the definition of the churn. So what happens, what is something negative churn? Negative churn means you're actually gaining people without doing anything. No, it's actually not on the people side. There are two different ways of looking into churn. One is actually the account base, the people who are living. There is the other way to look at it is the revenue churn. So suppose you are actually missing 5% of your people every month, but those who are remaining, if they are giving you 10% extra revenue benefit, then actually you are 105% at the end of the year. So that's what, through the revenue, we actually call it a positive churn, the negative churn. So it's up to you whether you want to consider the base churn or you want to consider the revenue churn. But unless and until, for a long time, we used to apply the 80-20 method, where we say that, okay, if revenue is growing, why should I actually bother? The lower value customers are churning. But down the line, if such a thing happening, and in most of the industries it happens that 20% of your customers give 80% of your revenue. Does it mean you will only save only 20% customer? What will happen to your market share? So therefore, it's actually a merger of these two that we should actually look at. And this is a third way of looking at churn, which is to the life cycle journey of customers. So you can look at what are the different journeys people are taking and at what different level people are churning. Once you can map that, then it is much easier to tackle them at those phases. And those are the things. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is not really about Airtel or telecos. I think I heard you clearly, but it seems that you said something scary, at least scary to me, that you said that banks or loan banks, I guess, they're doing network analysis on people. How on earth are they getting that data?
Okay, so that is actually based on their social networks.
That's what I'm asking. How on earth are they getting that data?
Okay, so in India, first of all, or particularly in the emerging markets, it's actually very, very niche domain. So there are multiple things a bank has. First of all, if every month you are actually doing some kind of the money transactions to a certain people, first of all, they know that what are the financial network that you have, which you have actually established yourself within the banking domain. Apart from that, they also try to establish some social network. Say for example, HDFC or SBI or any bank, take any bank, okay? They are having their Facebook pages, right? You go and put one of your comment that, this is what has happened today at the HDFC bank, and, I am actually a customer. They actually figure out who are you, because bank has actually your name, right? So they slowly start building your database of their social network. And that is another way of getting your network. So there are multiple networks that actually exist in the market, and they can analyze on that, and they are doing. It's not that they are not doing.
No, they can get my data, but how do they know that who all are in my social circle? Unless I disclose that, how are they going to get that data?
Okay, so say for example in your Facebook, you have given access to all people to see that who are your friends.
Oh, okay. In that way, if
Yes. So they tag that you have a problem. You have said that I'm going to, drop all my accounts from this bank. They are absolutely bad and all these things. They see that who all are there. I mean, there are some things, okay? Say for example, there are certain dispute on a particular bank, and the kind of comments that you have passed, they also rate on that. So that is your social ranking that they figure out. So
I think I didn't understand the negative churn well. How your revenue actually goes up.
okay, so suppose you have 100 people with you. Every month, 5 people churn from your basket. 95% of the people who are staying with you, they increase their revenue by 10%. Huh?
Because the other 5 has left.
No. It's just by virtue. It's just happening. I do not know why. Maybe their expenditure is increasing.
No, but you are not linking with the 5% going out, right?
No, I'm not linking.
Okay.
That's what. So
I
those
was-
95% people who are staying back with you, they are increasing instead of 5%, they're increasing by 10%.
I got it. I
Yeah.
tried to link.
Good? Thank you so much.